Alright, so we are back for another Dokkan Battle video, and I was a little disappointed. When Future Gohan came out, we only got 2 old units that awakened. The Future Android 17 and, of course, the Future Android 18. I do feel as though there's a couple other units they definitely could have Dokkan awakened, like the SR Future Gohan. Really could have gotten one, or the STR Super Saiyan 2 Trunks was another card that really could have gotten a Dokkan awakening from the Future Gohan event. I guess, should be thankful that at least, some units got awakenings, right? Some old units. Because sometimes, something like the Angel Golden Frieza event, that came out, and there was no other units that actually Dokkan awakened with those medals besides Angel Golden Frieza himself. Now, both Android 17 and 18, they actually do take these future Android 17 and 18 medals from their events. Now, I can't remember which one is really difficult, has a really bad drop rate. I think it's the Android 18 medal. Has a very, very bad drop rate. In case you guys aren't aware, a lot of times those medals will cycle through the Baba shop. So that's why I have like 50 plus of those medals, is because I always pick them up when they show up in the Baba shop. So I do recommend, maybe, some of the other players try and accumulate like 10 of a lot of those story medals, because you never know what units might awaken with them. So let me go ahead and level Android 17 up here, and then we'll go ahead and test him out in an event. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and test out this Android 17 on the future category team. Now, I do think Android 17 and Android 18, both of these future androids, they have an interesting place on this category team, to be sure. I actually think both of them could have pretty good value for the team, especially like if we're thinking about Tech Vegito Blue, right? Because Tech Vegito Blue is probably, no, he is definitely the hardest hitter on the team, right? But he doesn't really get a chance to shine as much because he doesn't share over in a flash with any other units on the team. He's the only member of the team that has over in a flash, so it does make it kind of difficult, I don't know, for the team to function effectively, right? So I do think that having 1 or 2 of the androids could sort of help things out, because Android 17 is an orb changer, and an interesting orb changer at that. And then if also we could have like the Rage Trunks as well, who can create key spheres. So there's several different situations where I really think we can get a lot of value out of a lot of these units. So let's go ahead and have Future Trunks do that. We'll be able to see Android 17 super attack right there, and let's go ahead and see what our boy Rage Trunks is capable of doing. Okay, so Future Gohan gets a dodge. As you guys know, I love giving all of my units 3 dodge. That's something I basically swear by. The 3 dodge on every unit is very useful. It certainly does help, especially for a unit like Future Gohan here, who is a defensive type unit. So, of course, like usual, both 17 and 18 are in the super attack. But I love that they did that. They brought in the super attack from Fighters, bro. Like, that's not a coincidence. That's Android 18's level 3 super in Dragon Ball Fighters. That is so cool. Like, I really, really love that. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I want to get LR Trunks off rotation, and I actually want to link him up, get him next to Android 17. I think Android 17 plus LR Trunks could be an interesting combo, right? Because Android 17 will be able to create a lot of physical key spheres for LR Trunks. LR Trunks is certainly one of the hardest hitters on the category. I would imagine he's pretty much the 3rd hardest hitter, because number 1 would be Tech Vegito Blue, and then I believe LR Goku Black would be next, and then probably LR Trunks. Although, yeah, I do believe Tech Vegito Blue does outdamage LR Goku Black too. So, he's a very, very powerful unit. And I decided to jump into the Turles boss event because I haven't really run the Turles event that much. Okay, yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, right there, this is a turn where we have a ton of physical key spheres on the table already. So, like, if LR Trunks was here, boom, that would probably be an 18-piece super right there. So that's kind of what I'm going to try and do, is get 17 and him next to each other. And again, I really do like the super attack. So 17 and 18, they have so many cards in the game now, like, where they have, like, these different super attacks, right? Like, the LR androids. See, it's so stupid that the LR androids are not in the category, by the way, considering their super attack is literally them killing future Gohan. Like, the LR androids 12-piece super is the attack they use to kill future Gohan, and they're not on the category. It's so dumb. But, like, there's also the Power Android 18. Her super attack is both 17 and 18 when they did that attack against the robot from Universe 3. And then, of course, there also is, like, the other set of androids. I believe the STR-17 and the Int Android 18. They have a different super attack as well. Like, you know, they've added a bunch of those in the game. I am a fan of that. So, Turles, of course, our boy Turles, if you don't finish him off in 2 turns, he does eat the Fruit of the Tree of Might and become the AGL form. It is so funny. You can actually finish this Dokkan event before Turles even transforms, if you're capable of doing enough damage, which, to be honest, we actually might. Yeah, I feel like, you know, with the future arc team, you know, that double 170% attack buff, we are going to be able to finish Turles off before he makes that transformation into the AGL one, especially on this next turn. We're going to have 17 plus LR Trunks together. Boom. There we go. Look at that. That is exactly what I'm talking about. This is why this Android 17 is going to bring a lot of value. Now, unfortunately, he doesn't have any other categories right now besides the future category, but, you know, eventually there's going to be, like, an Android category, right? Like, I certainly think that'll happen. And depending on who the leader is, what LRs might be on that category, either future Android 17 or future Android 18 are probably going to be a, like, ridiculously good unit for that team. So here we go. Thanks to our boy Android 17, LR Trunks is able to get, like, full reign there. Let's go ahead and link him up with future Gohan for maximum effectiveness. And even though 17 is not going to get a super attack right here, we all know that the vicious blow LR Trunks is about to deal 2.8 million attack stat is thanks to our boy future Android 17. Goodbye, Turles. Yes. No Fruit of the Fruit of the Tree of Might transformation for you today, my boy. So, okay. That was actually pretty good. That was not bad. Android 17, that key changing of his really allowed that to work effectively. And already, I'm seeing this. I underestimated the future arc team. It is insane. Like, the couple times I've used it already, it's just like a samurai sword through events. Like, easily just clearing events, like, very, very rapidly with no items used or nothing. And, like, you know, I took, like, LR Goku Black and stuff off the team, and still, we just absolutely sliced through that Turles event. But let's go ahead and take a look at Android 17 right here, and why I'm a big fan of him, and depending on the right situations, he could be a very interesting unit. So, this right here, this is Ruthless Pressure, Android 17 Future. His leader skill is Physical Type Ki plus 2, and HP attack and defense 60%. So that could certainly be very good for free-to-play players for Dokkan Battlefield. Him as a sub-leader skill could be very useful in the right situation. His super attack is the Sadistic Dance, which does supreme damage to the enemy and raises attack for 3 turns. So he will be able to stack that if you have him on rotation. I would imagine, though, this Android 17 is not really like a main rotation type of unit. Because even if you look at his links, right, for the most part, his links are just key links. Like, a lot of these Android 17 and 18 cards have this same problem, where they're just riddled with key links, and then, like, they usually have abilities that makes it either easy for them to super, or they're not meant to do that much damage anyway. So, I think, for the most part, you probably would be running this guy as a floater. Now, his passive skill is Grand Offense, which he changes tech key spheres to physical key spheres, which of course is pretty good for LR Trunks on the future category team, but not for Tech Vegito Blue, because obviously he'll be taking those tech key spheres away. And then he gets attack and defense 70% at the start of turn. So that's pretty good. That'll allow him to do, a mediocre amount of damage, but it'll also allow him to defend a little bit, which is pretty good. And then when HP is 70% or below, he will change STR key spheres to AGL. So, there's a weird combo you could pull off with both of the future androids on the field, where you're going to be able to nuke with certain type units. That's why I just don't understand why the Cell units are not on the category, because I feel if you had a rotation of future Android 17, future Android 18, and then Tech Cell, you're going to be able to put out monstrous damage. I just don't know what they were thinking by not putting Cell and the LR androids on the future category. Akatsuki, they just badly fucked up. That's just all there is to it. Now, 17, his links are Organic Upgrade, Android Assault, Twin Terrors, Brutal Beatdown, Nightmare, Dismal Future, and Fierce Battle. So he does have Brutal Beatdown, Nightmare, and Fierce Battle, which are all attack links. Nightmare is pretty easy to get, same with Fierce Battle. And then Brutal Beat, if you put this guy on a villain team, he is going to have Brutal Beatdown, Nightmare, and Fierce Battle with a lot of units. And then, of course, he would share Dismal Future with, LR Goku Black. So, this 17 could be interesting on the future, or not only on the future team, but, the villain team as well. His 12 key multiplier is 135%, which is okay. I would have liked it to be 140%, to be honest. And he also is on the future category team. Of course, that's his one category. That's the team we ran him on today, where he does work pretty effectively. He's definitely a strong unit to be running on this team. So there we go, guys. There's one of the 2 new awakenings. The next, I'll do a video on Android 18 pretty soon here. Let me actually open up the future category. And I'm going to continue working on my boy LR Trunks as well. As you guys can see, I'm still, on the SSR version of LR Trunks. I got a long way to go before I can awaken him. He would be an interesting option on the team, I suppose, but certainly not a game changer or anything like that. And I'll see you guys next time, where we will do the awakening for future Android 18. And also, this future category team, pretty damn good.